What's up, YouTube? Always here. Um, so I want to talk to you guys about the ban list. I know it's been done like a bajillion times, but I mean, Mega Capital G, he's been going on like this 3-day, 4-night rant about the ban list. About he like I don't know he loves this da 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 da. He thinks it's great or whatever. Yeah, okay. And you all think that this ban list like saddening because of the whole because of what they hit and what they took off and whatnot, like Chaos Sorcerer and Gishkis, which wasn't even meta. Um, Darkness Metal, like, kind of makes Chaos Dragons not good anymore. Um, but what you gotta understand is all that stuff that's taken off that makes them like these decks dead and stuff is that what's no longer restricted and what's semi-restricted and whatnot makes up for that. Like it makes a lot more decks viable and playable than before what happened. So here's my reasoning behind why Konami did what they did. Um, they're what they're trying to do is they're trying to like I don't know. I guess the way I look at it is that they're trying to either slow the pace down of the game as a whole, or bring exceeding to, I guess the same level as synchro summoning, because of the way they're facilitating emergency teleport and spore and all that other stuff. So and they gave us reasoning it too, which I think kind of helps out decks that can't, deck thin and everything. Um, they're bringing back uh, Blackwing's playability, uh, Agents playability, uh, Plants because it's Deborah's Dragon and Spore. Um, so yeah, they're. I think what they're trying to do here is not kill exceeding and not super pump up synchros or any other of the cards like that. They're just trying to make the game like I don't know, a little more balanced, which I feel I would enjoy this ban list. I mean, nothing's like set in stone right now. I guess because we'll know exactly when September 1st rolls around and the official thing's released. But I'd very much like to see this ban list because it's a way for Konami to still make sizable money because that's in the at the end of the day, Konami is only concerned about one thing: the amount of green that's in their pockets at the end of the day, in their bank account, sitting there rolling around, sitting on their throne of money, um, and doing what they do. But I think they were. I think they also had the players in the back of their heads when they were making this because they're trying to make the game fair. And to tell you the truth, guys, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. I mean, I enjoy the competitive scene as much as the next guy, but honestly, with the little herp derp autopilot decks that people keep making and they're becoming meta, like Inzectors and Chaos Dragons and Windups, it's just not fun to play anymore. I was literally just about to quit for the last 3 months, which is basically what I did. I basically just sat at home, played on TN, because on TN I can play any format I want, freaking goat control or whatever. But I'd like to see this ban list because it makes things fair. They semi-limited Rescue Rabbit, which I think was okay, not really necessary because of Effect Veiler and lost priority and everything, but it looks good on paper and in practice I think it might work well to, slow down the pace of Dino Rabbit and, you know, make the meta a little bit more fair. Now, what I kind of liked about this ban list, the unlimited Tsukuyomi, which I don't know. I never actually saw that thing coming off the ban list. That was a pretty big surprise for me. I wonder what's gonna happen as a result of Tsukuyomi. Um, Literally anything's possible with this ban list because of the way it's formatted. They made it so that way no one singular deck will be able to top. They brought back plants a little bit so it's playable, but it won't top without Reborn Tengu and Hyper Librarian at 3 and Lone Fire at 3. It's just not gonna happen. They can't. Blackwings won't be top without Whirlwind at 2, at least, or and Agents won't be top without Earth at 3. Um, they can't bring Bat Teledad without Crush Card or Triple Mally or anything like that. But Emergency Teleport and Destiny Draw. D-Draw was a long time coming off the ban list. I always knew that it was going to come off. Well, not come off the ban list, but be unlimited. Same thing with E-Tele. I don't really see playability of Teledad becoming what it was back in 2008 when it was amazing. But people play Teledad. Debris Dragon just for plants. Gishki Gust Kraken. I don't know what that thing does, but probably has a good reason for restricting it. Ultimate Offering. I didn't really see I don't know, gadgets being played, but trust me, I've been playtesting this thing on DN, and there's a pretty good reason why they limited Ultimate Offering. Gadgets is one of the most consistent decks actually out there. Only reason is that they get stopped by Valor and Chimera Tech, so that's why it happens. For the banned cards, they only hit 2 cards, which they only hit 2 cards. Brio's just broken. It deserves what it gets. I mean, come on, it's just too good. Gets over Zen mains, gets over Exceeds, gives you a huge amount of pluses because people abuse the crap out of the fact that it goes to the graveyard. Instead of tributing or something like that, that would make Brio less broken. Future Fusion. This thing was limited for a reason. Now it's banned for a reason. Mostly because Chaos Drags. Because you get a ×5 Foolish Burial. For heroes, you get a ×3 Foolish Burial. And with the Herp Derpiness and Miracle Fusion, you have to limit this. So yeah. But I really like this ban list. I really see absolutely nothing insanely wrong with it. But I mean, we'll see how it affects the meta. Just how it helps in general, how it hurts. But yeah, I can honestly say that this will be an interesting meta because literally anything can top. You have 4 mid-tier decks that'll probably become meta coming when come September 1st. You really don't have much of one deck dominating, which really pissed me off to begin with, because there were literally every meta that I've ever played in, I've played in 3 competitive metas, and every time there was at least one dominant deck. Played Sam's meta, played Agent's meta, and I played this meta, which, to be fair, was terrible. It was an awful meta. I mean, okay, I played Heroes, but to be fair, I've been playing Heroes since Heroes were out. Like I've been playing Heroes since polymerization was the only way to summon fusion monsters. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, I'd really like to see this ban list like come to fruition. Um, I mean, it's cool. I like it. It's not terrible, but it's not going to be one deck dominating like it was before. Every single deck out there in existence that has any sort of playability will have a chance in this meta. Because Tour Guide's semi-limited, so again, herb derpiness of Chaos Dragons and Dark Worlds and Dino Rabbit, they're all they're all out because just I knew from the start Tori I was gonna get hit, and it's really good that they came out with this ban list before um, what's his name, Gustav Max, because with this effort 3, it'd be insane. The OTK would just be too much. This thing getting restricted was was one of the best things, or is one of the best things that's gonna happen in this format. Um, I don't. Okay, well, yeah. All right. Um, well, not really much to say about this ban list because they didn't really do as much with the last ban list in terms of banning and limiting stuff, but it's going to be a pretty solid meta. I'm going to enjoy the 6 months of like bliss that this meta will be, because I can basically play anything and well almost top regionals. I mean YCS whatever, because like I said time and time again, there will be no dominant deck. It's so good, this format. I mean, I can see why Mega Capital G went to such great lengths to try and find the exact ban list, and when he did, that's why he kept posting those videos, because every single ban list post that he did, at least like I don't know, 5 of his predictions were on this current list. I mean, so yeah, it's just gonna be a great meta. I props to Konami for finally just putting all their money bags issues aside. Their and stop thinking like, oh, how are we gonna gross another million off of this game this year? And then they just stop and like, oh wait, since we already have all this money, let's let's stop and think about the players for a second, because honestly, this looks like something that Konami would put on if they actually cared about their players. Um, so yeah, I mean, they're still gonna. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's the biggest trading card game in the world. Numero uno, no contest. Like, they're still gonna they'll gross more than a million every day from Yu-Gi-Oh card sales. Um, so I guess they finally realized that, and they're like, oh hey, let's just let's just make a ban list that's fun, that people can actually play with, because I hated seeing everywhere I turned like half the people were playing Chaos Dragons, other half were playing windups, and the other 10% were playing Dark Worlds. There was zero originality in this meta. In this meta, period. In upcoming meta here, you see that the potential for any deck is limitless now because of all the ways that these cards interact. And that's what you also need to understand is that when Konami makes a card, any card, anywhere, there's always a possibility that a future card that they make will interact with it in some sort of broken way. Um, Take like I don't know. I'll use the example WK Dad put. He said Magical Merchant and Pot of Avarice. This is back when Pot of Avarice just got released from Elemental Energy. The Pot of Avarice Turbo with Magical Merchant. See, Konami didn't realize that those two things would interact. So like, oh, Magical Merchant isn't that great a card. We won't ban it, or we won't limit it. We won't touch it. And then come Banlist later, they're like, oh, let's hit Avarice because Avarice was the problem. What the problem was, they need to think 10 steps ahead and think, oh, when we print this card, is it going to be emergency banned or is it going to be like so broken that it'll make the format really terrible? So, I mean, looks like Konami got their head on straight with this ban list because, I mean, even with subsequent sets being released over the course of the over the ban list, this will stay consistently fun because I've seen all the future cards from future sets on DN, and honestly, with this list, I seriously see no immediate problems in the meta. There will, like I said a bajillion times, there will be no one dominant deck, and that just brings so much more potential to the game and so many more people to the game because people are like, oh, I'm gonna quit for I don't know a format or two, and then they're like, oh, hey, I saw this, and then they're like, oh, I want to come back because it seems like it'll be I don't know fun and I can actually win something because I can have an original bone in my body instead of being a mindless zombie and like they're like meta like it's like zombies with brains. They're gonna eat meta players are gonna eat up meta. Zombies are gonna eat brains. I mean, and then there's those rogue guys fighting the zombies. People with original ideas like Dub K Dad, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel posts quite a few original deck builds. Mega J Yoon with Fabled, I guess. But in all honesty, this ban list will provide players with the chance to be completely original, and it's just a legit ban list. Like this honestly, like not to my home, this is honestly something that I'd think of. It gives all decks fair chance, you know. Um, but yeah, I really would enjoy this ban list. But um, Mega Capital G had it pegged from the beginning. He he really just like nailed it on the head because he analyzed everything and he was 80% correct, and I honestly liked his ban list predictions from the beginning. He's the reason that I started looking into the ban list. It's part of the reason I started YouTubing too. So and on that note, check out Mega Capital G and Ome's Hero. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'm out.